Guys, today I am in London on my way to rehearsals for Singin' in the Rain that is opening at Sadlers Wells in a couple of weeks' time. I'm so excited because I'm going to get to see 2 amazing dance numbers, plus I get to interview Adam Cooper, Kevin Clifton and one of my gorgeous friends, Charlotte Gooch. So I am so excited. Let's go. I am here with the main man himself, Adam Cooper, who is playing John Lockwood in the show. Now this isn't your first rodeo, is it?
It's not. I've been here a few times before.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I first did this version of the show back in 2011, so 10 years ago.
Yes.
At Chichester, and then did it in London for a year and a half. And then I've done it in Tokyo twice since then. So I've sort of been doing it on and off over the last 10 years.
And you did another version, didn't you, where you choreographed it in Leicester? She's been on Google, dear.
Oh, yeah, that was the first time I did it. That was back in 2000. Yeah, a few years ago, 2004. Did it at Leicester and Sadlers Wells, yeah.
That must be quite stressful, though, choreographing and being in it.
It was very stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why I wouldn't do it again.
Wouldn't do it again. No. And also, suppose when you're doing that, sort of there's an expectation as well. It's like you've got to like be on. I mean, you can be like, no, it was always definitely this. It was always, you know, sorry, all of you are wrong. It was always definitely this.
You can get away with anything when you're the choreographer, especially if you forget something during the show. No, I told you we were changing that.
Changed it.
Yeah, you were wrong.
Like, you didn't come to notes, did you? What is it about this part that brings you back again and again?
It's just brilliant. I mean, for me, it's the sort of iconic musicals part. You know, you get to tap dance, which is why I started dancing in the first place. I love tap. You get to sing, you get to act, you get to play this movie star, you get to do a bit of comedy, you get to sing in the rain. I mean, who wouldn't want to? And what I love about it is the genuine love that you feel from the audience, especially in that number, in that Singin' in the Rain number. It's kind of unlike anything I've done before.
S's your favourite number in the show? Maybe let's do some like categories.
Okay.
So which one is the most fun?
The most fun is probably Singin' in the Rain because of the splashing element and seeing the audience's reaction every night. Yeah.
And which one is the one that challenges you the most?
Broadway Melody.
Yes,
Broadway Melodies, it's like 9 minutes of slog. And also because it's in Act 2, so most of the dancing all happens in Act 1. And Act 1 is like an hour and a half long, so you're already like that in the dressing room, soaking wet.
Yes.
So you dry off and you think, oh, Act 2's all right, and then you get to that bit, you go, oh, hang on a minute.
I'd forgotten about this. Are you really excited to be back on stage after?
I can't wait. I mean, I actually haven't been on stage for a while because I don't perform all the time. So half the time I'm choreographing or directing and stuff. So actually it's been a couple of years since I've been on stage, so I can't wait.
That must be such a nice balance because you get your sort of creative outlet in like your choreographing and directing, and then sometimes you're like, actually, do you know what? I'm back.
It's true. I mean, it's true. I mean, I love the creative side, and I love sort of leading the room and being the person that everyone asks the questions of. I really love doing that, but sometimes it's just nice to concentrate on me, you know, and just be a performer again. I say just be a performer, and you can't just be a performer and do a show like this.
Are you going to make any different decisions this time, any different choices with your performance? Like, have you sort of grown as a performer, and like, obviously with your work in like the creative side as well, and you're like, actually, do you know what, I did this last time, but actually I think it's this now. I
think I always try and, every time I come back to a role, if I do come back to it, I always try and approach it in a different way. I mean, what's brilliant this time is we've got completely new cast. I've never worked with any of them bar one, I think, before. So it means you have to react off them, which makes it different. So
next up, so I'm very excited. If you follow me on Instagram, I think you've seen her on my Instagram because she's actually my friend in real life, not just in like stagey life. Wonderful Charlotte Gooch, who's playing Kathy Selden in Singin' in the Rain. How excited are you? So obviously being being your friend, I'm going to keep mentioning it's just my friend because I'm very proud. So obviously you got this part like last year, like before lockdown.
January 2020 it was.
Yeah.
Started auditioning November, December 2019.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, but you're finally here. How does it feel to finally be here?
Amazing. So excited. We've been rehearsing nearly 2 weeks now. I mean, I have sweated crazy amounts.
She works very hard. She works very, very hard.
It's been a long time not being in a rehearsal situation, and just like my brain picking things up again. It's been tough, but I've loved it.
Rehearsal started this week for everyone, but last week you had prep week, didn't you? Like
boot camp week. It was just myself and Adam and Kevin, and we learn every bit of choreography that we do in the show in between Monday to Friday. So it was it was intense. My brain, I felt like I couldn't process everything fast enough, and the tap, the ballet, the trio, all the tricks, it was, I mean, it's such iconic choreography. I was in my absolute element, but I was also on my knees.
So you played Dale in Top Hat, which is obviously like another beautiful, elegant tapping role. How excited are you to get tapping again?
I love a bit of tap. I mean, when I was training, I was terrible at tap. So it's actually quite hilarious that so many of the roles I've done have been tap roles. I must have just got better as I've gone along. But it's great, I love it. And the tapping in this show, tapping alongside Adam, obviously he's done the show before. Yeah. He's just a master of it. I just sort of watch him and go, right, that's where I need to get to. I need to be as good as him, quick.
Obviously I have only been in one rehearsal room before, and that was Jodie for Tell Me on a Sunday. So I've never been in a dance rehearsal room before, so I'm absolutely loving being here today. But you literally don't stop. Like when she's running through, the choreographer's running through things with other people, I just watched you and you just don't stop and you just keep running. Is that how you learn things? Like, is that how you pick things up? Just keep doing it?
Because it's all still quite new, obviously, so nothing's like in the muscle memory yet. And so much, like as you've seen, the choreography is so fast. There's no moment to breathe, hence why I was dripping with sweat. But to think, like there's no time to sort of be preempting what's coming. It's just got to be like in the muscle memory. So I'm constantly, I can't like sit back on my laurels yet. Like there's such a long way to go.
Next up, I have another Kevin, but this time we have the wonderful Kevin Clifton.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks.
How are you enjoying the show, rehearsals?
I'm loving it. I'm very sweaty, as you can see. I've tried to sort of clean myself a bit, but very sweaty. Learn a lot of choreography at the moment.
Yeah. So obviously, we know you best from Strictly, but I say that, but you are a musical theatre star in your own right now. You've done Wedding Singer and Rock of Ages. Like, what is it about being on a stage as opposed to like a ballroom floor that you love?
Yeah, I've always loved it. I mean, since being a kid, I would always go to the theatre and like we'd go and see music. I remember being a kid and seeing sort of Cats and Joseph and all of these things and being really excited by the whole thing. And I always wanted to do theatre. And it sort of started for me when I left ballroom competitions and joined a dance company, joined Burn the Floor and toured with them. And I just loved it. I felt like it set me free as a performer. I know that sounds mad cheesy, but it's sort of...
I suppose there's lots of like... When you do this sort of dance, it's a bit of creative license, whereas I know having watched Strictly, they're like, your foot, the placing on that means everything's very... Like,
and there's also something that I love about working within a cast, like within a team, like we're all in it together on stage, sort of producing magic, hopefully, as opposed to like when you're competing against everyone, like everyone's the enemy. So I love this sort of situation, and musical theatre I've always had my eye on. I did Dirty Dancing in town before I was on Strictly.
Oh, wow.
And I always thought, I'd love to do more of that.
Yeah. So. What's your dream role, musical theatre wise?
Well,
aside from Cosmo, obviously.
Well, sort of interestingly, I've sort of got two. I was asked this a couple of years ago, and I said I'd love to play a sort of Tommy Steele type role, that like an old sort of half a sixpence type role. And then I've ended up doing Cosmo, and like Tommy Steele didn't play Cosmo, but he did Singin' in the Rain. So that, like, Cosmo's such a dream role. And then I've always wanted to do Scott Hastings in Strictly Ballroom, which is happening next year. So,
amazing! And final question: Joanne texted me the other day to remind me that she is the better Clifton. What do you have to say to that?
I mean, if you've got to text it. If you've got to say it and shout it from the rooftops and be texting you before you're speaking to me, then I think,
Says it all, he says.
Says it all.